I'm waiting for this to start so that I can make sure that it's working because I'm not a professional streamer. Okay, that's good then. So, yeah, we're ranking Baldi today or something, I don't know. We're just gonna like rank the characters because every stream I make has to be Baldi related. That's like the rule. So, uh, Baldi, you know, he's the main. He's kind of like the main attraction. Baldi's like the main character. Baldi is kind of cool because he's like Baldi, and I think that gives him the S spot. Because like without Baldi, the game is just basics. You know, it's not really. So principal, I fucking hate the principal. I'm not gonna lie, but he's like a fucking an OG guy. So you know, I'm inclined to put him in A, but I really don't want to because of how many times he pisses me the fuck off. You know, like I think I think I'm gonna probably put him in like C or something. I won't put him in D because that's a bit. You know, he's been there since the beginning, and he's kind of like a funny-looking character. I just think it's funny when he's always got his fucking finger up, and his mouth open, and the running joke where he says "no running in the halls," like everything has to end in the halls. I think that's pretty funny. He's just a fucking pain to fucking deal with. So I'm gonna put him here. Or should I? I'll put him in B. But he's so close to being a C. It's insane. Like obviously, I don't give a fuck. No one even likes playtime. No one's ever like. If she was removed, I don't think anyone would actually even care. She's like, you know, she's one of the main characters. She's been there since the beginning. But if you give playtime higher than the lowest, then you're probably just like a pedo. So, like, what you doing? Its ability. He's kind of just like a nothing character. He's just there sometimes, and you know he's kind of an obstacle, but you can also like very easily avoid him. But he can be a bit fucking annoying when he takes on your really rare items. So I'm gonna say maybe behind the principal in B because I don't think he's like a bad character. And he's like he's like the first ever Baldi character, so I'm just gonna put him there. Now, Gotta Sweep is obviously an S tier character. I don't know if I should. Fuck it, yeah. He's an S tier, okay, because he'd be like the best case scenario or the worst case scenario, and he's fucking funny. His voice is just amazing, right? He's like geniusly crafted. This is like one of the most peak fiction characters. Like Baldi's cool, you know. Like he's like, oh hi. His voice is funny. He's like a kind of wholesome teacher. You know, like even though he tries to whip you, I feel like he's not actually whipping you. He's just playing hide and seek. He's a pretty chill guy, but Gotta Sweep he's just the main man. Like, and then the sock puppet. We fucking love the sock puppet. But the only problem is that he barely does anything until the end. But he's not really that much of an issue because it's only really bad if you see him after you when you've not even like got any of the exits yet, and there's like 4 exits to get, so it's like fucking, oh shit, I'm screwed. But like, he's not the worst because he's very easy to avoid, and it's just like, it's kind of funny the way he just kind of stands in the fucking hallway, and then just you turn around and he's just gone. He's just kind of doing his own thing the whole time. He's definitely not. I don't think he's better than the principal, honestly. Actually, to be fair, I don't actually think he's better than the bully either. I think I'm just gonna put him there. First prize is good, but he's like, I'm inclined to put him in S, but I don't think I should. I think I like his rotation. He's like the first character to have that like rotation sprite thing, which is really, really cool. and he is a pretty like cool character. He's kind of got like a lot of funny jokes, but um, I don't actually know if I want to put him in S, because even though he's like probably one of the most helpful characters in the game, he's not really like, he's kind of just a carbon copy of Got a Sweep, except he's slower, but he's more manipulable. So he's like, it's not even a word. I don't fucking know. He's more easy to manipulate, and kind of, but it's like he can be the instant death of you in the wrong spot. So I think I'm gonna put him in a nice A spot. He's still a good character. Now Cloudy Copter, I think that's perfect C, because he's just annoying and he doesn't even have a fucking personality. He just wanders around the fucking school and just blows the hallways, and he's in like every floor, so it's annoying. But like, yeah, and he's kind of like, he's just a weird guy. He's not really that unique. He's just kind of like strange. So I think, yeah, he's not one of the best characters. He's kind of just a thing that exists to make your life worse. And there's not really many. I mean, I guess he can help you sometimes if he's pushing in the right direction, but it's not really. Yeah, it's not really that big of it. So I think him in C is fine. Chalkles is also kind of a nothing character. I mean, he can be a bit interesting, I guess, but honestly, I don't even remember the last time I got caught by Chalkles. He's really easy to evade. Yeah, he's kind of just like, you honestly just forget he's even in the game most of the time. Honestly, I think I'll put him over Cloudy Copter because he's kind of more unique in a sense. I guess, but he's still a pretty shitty character. You know, he's like, it looks like it took like what, 3 minutes to make 5 minutes. Fucking yeah. I mean, that's just that. I think that's a good place to put in. Now Beans, this fucker right here, who's apparently fucking like what, 35 or something, and he gets like held back because he's like dyslexic or something. I don't know. Something like that. I swear he's got like special needs or something. He's 35 in a primary school full of children. I don't know. He kind of puts me off a little bit. He's just a kind of creepy guy. And he's like unnecessarily grotesque. His design is just like fucking horrific. Like, I can't even begin to count the amount of chins this guy has. I guess I would like, because he's honestly on the same level as Playtime, but he's just way easier to avoid. You don't really get caught by him often, and he's also just fucking annoying. Like, his voice is just fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I think it'd be a crime to put him behind Playtime, because Playtime is just the worst. I think I'm gonna have to put him just above Playtime. So he's like a little bit better, and he does have like a unique. He has a cool mechanic, and it's cool that he can get other characters, but it's like, I don't know. I just feel like he's kind of an insignificant character, and yeah, another thing that makes him so annoying. He wouldn't be so annoying if he wasn't in every level of the game, because he literally just is. Like, every level, he's always going to be there, and it's kind of just like, mate, just fuck off. So yeah, that's where he's going. Mrs. Pomp, fucking, she's a pretty good character, to be honest. I think she's one of the good characters. You've got a good mechanic, and it can be challenging at times, and Yeah, honestly, I think she's a very good addition to the game. I'm gonna say, I mean, she doesn't really have any good factors to her though. You can't really. She's kind of always gonna be a challenge. She can't really help you out in the game. I guess she gives you YTPs if you make it to her class though. So yeah, I mean, but definitely a very good character though. But it's just such an odd design. I have no idea. She's probably like one of the creepiest and weirdest characters in the game. I don't know if I should put her behind or I think I'll put her above First Prize. Yeah, because I do like when she's like mad and shit. It's fucking genuinely terrifying. Now, the test is a hard one because he recently got got a whole mechanic change, and before I really liked his mechanics. I liked how he made the lights flicker and like all that fucking startup shit where his head slowly rose. It's fucking genuinely creepy. And like his rotating body as well, where you just it's like so eerie the way you had to like move around him and see his body slowly rotate, and his head would still be looking at you. That's like a really cool design. And I liked the Weeping Angel mechanic. I thought that really suited him. And it made him like really uneasy because you sometimes forget where he was, and then you'd like go in a classroom, get a notebook, and then you'd like look back and he's like right at the door. It made for some pretty fucking terrifying and just like really eerie moments in the game. And obviously when he fucking blinded you. I mean, I know a lot of people think that's annoying, and I think yeah maybe it shouldn't have been like it shouldn't have lasted as long as it did while this mechanic was still in place. I feel like it should have been shortened down to 1 minute instead. But I think he was a very cool addition to the game. But in 0.10, that all got basically changed, and his whole mechanic became a lot sillier and goofier, and just kind of like it doesn't really suit his character, because like you can tell he was made to be a really eerie character and kind of mysterious. And he like froze all the characters when you were looking at him as well, which is like I know that was overpowered, and it kind of made it a bit too easy later floors when you look at him through long hallways, but this could have easily been avoided. The thing is, right, is that I actually don't mind the new mechanic that much. I like how he slows down time. Like, I think that's a really cool feature, and I kind of like how there's a reason to not look at him for so long because he'll blow up. But I don't like that he speeds up time, because one, that's like really hard to avoid, and it also honestly actually no, I think it lasts way too short for the amount of time you have to look at him for him to blow up in his new mechanic. It takes like fucking probably like a whole minute for him to blow up just by staring at him or something like that. So it's like, and then when the time speeds up, it lasts basically just a minute. So it's like, I feel like he's kind of insignificant, especially because now when you look away from him, he just disappears. So it's like you barely even see him, and you can just avoid him very easily. You know, you see him at the corner of your eye, you're just like, oh, look away, and then he's gone. So he's kind of just like a really insignificant character now that's really easy to avoid and doesn't really have much like effect on the game as much as he used to anyway. Because like I don't think he even makes the lights flicker anymore, which is like one of the coolest things about him. And yeah, I'm not really like the biggest fan of the redesign with his mechanic and the way his head kind of like jiggles. I mean, I guess it's fine, but like you don't really get to admire like his cool fucking rotation mechanics. You don't really have the chance to like move around him and see him like continue to stare at you no matter what direction you're at anymore, because you just fucking always look away from him. And most players don't even do it purposefully. They just like they see him, and because this game is so fast paced, they see him, they're like, oh, who was that? And they look away for a second and he's gone. So he just kind of feels like a nothing character now, that most players will never even understand what he does, because he just disappears. And here's my what I would say to fix the test. I think I think the core aspects of its old mechanics should remain, but you can solve the problem of him being overpowered by just making there be a reason not to stare at him for so long. Because you don't need to completely change his character. You can still have him a weeping angel, but if you stare at him for too long, I think slowly, instead of his head already moving, slowly his head will start like jittering the more you look at him, and it should like honestly be like instead of it's like a global timer where each time you look at him it kind of adds up, and the time where he explodes kind of adds up each time you look at him. I think every time you see him there should be a set amount of time you look at him, but it detects only when you're in the same hallway as him, so you can't really abuse it. So I think it should be 10 seconds at a time is all you have to look at him, and then the longer you look his head will kind of jitter, and then he'll explode, and then he'll blind you and then it'll only last a minute though. Because I think that was just a way better mechanic, and it fits with like the blinking lights and stuff. So yeah, I think he should kind of just stay as a weeping angel, but kind of keep and you know what, instead of freezing all the characters completely, he can still just like freeze time, not freeze time, I mean fucking slow down time instead. I think that'd be better honestly than freezing time just like that. Yeah, I think that could be a good way to try and fix him and kind of make him appealing to all players. But I don't know. Or instead of just like having that thing where you look at him you can only look at him at 10 seconds at a time, just have a just even the global timer would be fine. You know, like maybe make it so that you can't look at him for more than 30 seconds at all. So that, yeah, I mean, you could just do that. So, if I was going to rate him with his old mechanic in mind, I really liked his old mechanic. I'd probably have put him like here, or maybe even in the S tier. But because he got redesigned with this really weird mechanic now, that kind of removes his creepiness and kind of just makes him more of just a kind of fucking pathetic character, honestly, who can't really affect you anymore. Unless you kind of like want him to affect you. I feel like every time he explodes, that's you making that conscious choice to make him explode. Because I feel like you can't make him explode accidentally. So it's kind of just like you seeing, wanting to see him explode yourself. He's not really a challenge anymore. So with that new mechanic still being in place, I'm gonna have to put him like, I do like the slowing down time, so I'll put him above Chorkles. Actually, I think I'll put him there. I think that's a fine place to put him. But if he had his older mechanic, I would have put him like here or here. But I'll put him there. I think that's fair. Alright, yeah, I'll just put him there. Alright, so sorry about that long fucking rant. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, what's good? Yeah, literally. That's what I'm saying. Now, Johnny, right? Johnny is the sickest character in the game. And he's also like, it's also kind of like sad because he's like, my parents would have been so proud that I made a sale. So it kind of implies his parents are like dead or something, which is pretty funny, to be fair. So I'll put him just below Baldi, but Johnny's a very good character and he's the most chill character in the game, except for when you don't buy anything and he says, thanks for nothing. That kind of makes me pissed off a bit and kind of want to kill him, but he's still a chill, he's just a chill guy, He's struggling to make ends meet. But he's just chill, No matter what happens in the game, you've always got Johnny to look forward to seeing. So, Dr. Reflex, I'll test your reflexes. I think he spawns too often. I think he needs to kind of slow down a little bit. I think he's too full of himself. He's like, oh, I'm the most lovable character in the game. You know. Okay. He's a good character, don't get me wrong. He's definitely a great character. In fact, I would put him like maybe above Miss Pump. I don't actually know yet, but it's torn between that space. He's a very good character, and I do think when he starts chasing you with a hammer, and he starts squishing everyone, it's great. It's like scary, but it's also funny. So yeah, and his mini game isn't like that hard as well. And when he just starts chasing you and starts going higher pitch, like he's a cool character. Honestly, I think I'll put him in higher than Mrs. Pop, but just barely. No. If you haven't seen the lore in Classic Remastered, I won't go into it too much, but Noel I think is a pretty good character. I'll honestly put him, because I like how self-aware he is and meta and stuff as well, so I think I'll put him, honestly I'll just put him in S tier. Fuck it, I don't care anymore. You know what, he belongs there. I think he belongs there. I'm kind of realising Gotta Sweep doesn't really actually deserve the S spot that he was taking for this long, to be honest. But it's my ranking, so I don't care. But I do a little bit, so I'll move him there. But he's still a tough character. Do you know what? No. They stay there. Okay, wait, hold on. There we go. I think that's good. Actually, no, fuck it. First Prize is like a little bit better than him. Yeah, literally. Bro, it's not that guy. He literally isn't, though. He fucking thinks he's like the most popular character in the game. Like, you search up Gotta Sweep. Fucking, you search up Dr. Reflex, you'll see like loads of fan-made stuff about him. He's like, oh, I'm the best character. No, you're not. These fucking things, they're not even characters. I don't know why they're here. They're just balloons. I mean, that character, they're just, yeah, D tier. This guy, he's like the first Baldi character or something, but he doesn't actually do anything, and he never appears in-game properly as a natural character, so yeah, just the farm animals, fucking D. They're not even in the game anymore, so I don't know why they're here. But we don't really know anything about him yet, so I'll just put him there. This fucking thing goes there. This fucking thing, it'll go there because it's lore or something, I don't know. This thing, Bladder is a fucking tough character, to be fair. You know what, S tier. I think his name is. He's just the creator. He says like one thing. I think I'll just put him. I'll put him there. This thing is not even in Baldi, so I don't know why it's here. Joe is fucking only mentioned. S tier. And the player, this is the player, by the way. It's like a cylinder. It's just a white cylinder. This is just the genuine player model in the game. I mean, it's just, you know, you don't really ever see it, so S tier. Alright, so that's my ranking. I'm gonna save and download this. Yep, download it. Thank you. No thanks. So that's my ranking. I think it's pretty fair. You know, it kind of takes all characters into consideration. I went on a little bit of a rant with the test because I was still butthurt about how he got changed. I don't think he's going to get changed back, and I'm still pissed about it. But yeah, that's my ranking. So I hope you enjoyed. Rest speedrunning at the end of it. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. I already kind of just want to get it done. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And I'm gonna wait until until the stream starts like going into tiny little mirrors,